everybody.
Levyon.
Welcome back to DFW Metal Mayhem, the most brutal podcast in the Metroplex. I'm Archer, and the tiny man over there is...
I'm taller than you.
He's taller than him.
That's a fucking stupid name. Go fucking kill yourself. Okay, I am here.
I get it.
I'm here with the gentleman in Asylum.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah, brother.
Do it for Don.
Everyone, please introduce yourselves and what you do in the band.
We'll start on this end. I'm Colby. I'm the professional madman, the singer, and I like boobies.
I'm Donald, professional autist and guitarist. That's it.
I'm Carlos. I'm here.
You slap at the bass.
Slap that bass.
I'm Jonathan. I'm a guitarist, and I write a lot of music.
He's the straight man. In more ways than one.
Try my hardest.
And I believe your drummer was not able to make it today because it is finals weekend. Ooh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yep. Spendless hours reading in a book, and you still like make like a C+, B- probably.
Mind your studies, Mackenzie.
So get out your pens and papers, students, because it is time to step into history class, Asylum 101. Boys, give us the history of this badass pop punk.
History.
First off, we're definitely pop punk, like you said.
Yeah.
It's been confirmed.
Wikipedia, take notice.
Well, it trails back to February of 2012, I believe.
Yes.
Colby and I were the only ones around for that era of Asylum, but
Yes.
as the years went by and the lineup was steadily improved, we have ended up here with these fine gentlemen. And
Yeah, man, I remember
that's
back-
not much of a history.
I remember back in those days, I felt like such the outlier, the anomaly, because it was me, Mr. Metal, I guess, with these three buff TCU frat boy looking guys. And they're just like, and I'm just like, yeah. And it was different back then. And I started out on drums, believe it or not, in Asylum. First 2-3 shows.
Yeah, Colby was our drummer originally.
Yeah.
And we decided, hey man, you're crazy enough to where you should lead the crazy and
Yeah.
be our professional madman.
Yeah, Trevor's voice went out. He was like, this hurts. I'm not going to do this anymore. So, Colby, you should hurt yourself instead. I'm masochistic enough. I'll do it.
There you go.
And, you know, we did that for a few times with that lineup. Then came the Madries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude.
we
Talented bunch right there.
had- Yes, those twins
Chris
are...
and James.
Yeah, Chris and James Madry. I hope they'll get back into music someday. But
Fuck yeah.
they were awesome for quite a while for us. We had Daniel Gomez, we had multiple guys, and we wrote the EP Committed. Buy it at a show. Now, gosh, I can't even remember all the band members we've gone through. It's been a crazy ride, but Jonathan and I would not let it die. Jonathan and I would not let it die.
Yep, and I mean, I'd say a big challenge point, proving grounds for a lot of bands to actually put out not just an EP, but I'd say like a full album. And
Yeah.
then if you can get over that hill, then I mean, that gets things rolling to where I mean, we have all kinds of ideas for the next album already and subsequent ideas we want to use in the future. So I'd like to say we've already, I mean, it's a never-ending road and it's all very difficult, but some of the hardest things we've proven we can get through, which is coming back from when the going gets tough.
Exactly. Point A, as he said, it's very challenging to put out. Point B, yes, point B, we stuck with it. You know, with that EP, we wrote that EP for a long time. We're like, God, we need a freaking full album, and just one obstacle after another after another. Then we found Donald, that's his name, legally. We found Carlos, we found Mackenzie, and it all came together in a span of, what, a couple months, really? I mean, he already had these riffs in his head, but it all came together into songs, and we're really proud of this album. And
Yeah, Sounds of Paralysis, when we got it, Nate and I we listened to it while we were driving on our routes, and we both said the same thing, because we were like, hey, what's your first thoughts? And we both pretty much said, I think this is the best quality produced album in the scene so far. That like by far that like out of all the ones I've gotten, like I don't know who you went to mix.
Oh, I'll tell
Irving
you right
Lopez.
now. Irving Lopez. Irving Lopez, man.
Shout out to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, what else can I say?
Like, yeah, that sound is super crisp. It's really, but it's also at the same time very clear, and it accomplishes what it wants to accomplish. And it's pretty, it's pretty much an album that speaks for itself. Like there's really nothing to say. I just hand it to someone and just say,
Exactly. That goes along the lines of what I'm saying with finally we've overcome that hurdle of actually making the thing, and we can stop saying, hey, we got an album coming out soon, like it's gonna be awesome. We can just zip it and hand it over.
and just be like,
Here you go, get paralyzed.
And along the lines with working with Irving, man, that guy is just the epitome of patience, because
Irving, we tortured you for a month, and we're not sorry because this album is beautiful. Thank you.
Worth it.
Yeah.
with music like that, you listen, there's so many little integral complex parts. You know, just it's very meticulous. It's like
Dude.
sewing.
and it's
It
the
took
thing.
forever to put together.
The thing I really like.
I'm gonna throw my phone away so that it'll stop beeping.
No, I actually did that too.
He did that last thing. He just like his phone's ringing. He just like chunked it across the floor.
No, yeah, I was like, man, fuck off, and like.
Today, bitch.
It was during the Protozoid episode, which goddamn those guys are wild, aren't
They.
I love those guys.
Oh, I have stories about them.
they? There was one point in the episode where they all had to leave, and we just kept the episode.
Yeah, so
going.
it was just me and him, and
Like 10
because we don't
seconds.
like do cuts or anything like that.
No, fuck
It's
cuts.
just all like, you know. And so they're, I gotta take a piss.
I feel like they would do that
Or
during the show.
I gotta go do this. I gotta take this call, and so just me and Billy sitting on the couch going,
And we're like, this
All
is
right.
the best episode that we've ever recorded so far. And then like they eventually all started coming back in. It was pretty fantastic. But I mean, so far, shit, like all these guys walked in together, and fucking Colby comes in and he's like, do we have to censor anything? Like, you can say whatever the fuck you want, and then, I'm not gonna say it on here, but you should have heard it. We went fucking ham in that casting couch room.
Autism.
Autism, yes. So, Colby, I wanted to get into this with you. This is not your only band that you are a part of. There's like, how many others? Like 12,
Seven.
right? Seven.
Actually, it's 6.66.
Oh shit.
And a mixtape coming out soon.
Dropping that fire.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I'm in a Stynex. I drum in Stynex Old School Death Metal band, and I drum in Blasphemous Goat Vomit. You heard that correctly. Old School Black Metal band. Old school. And then I have my last show with Exalted Throne next Saturday with Hammerfall. So please, Old School. So please check those out. Check those out someday.
Hey, what's the date and where is that show?
Hammerfall, we are opening for Hammerfall next Saturday, May the 13th at Trees. So please come see me ride off
in the
into
sunset.
the sunset on a dragon, because it's power metal
Yes.
ish.
And old school.
Old school.
Old school. Yeah, so I'm a busy guy. I love metal more than anything, but I've got, and I love those bands, but I've got something special here with Asylum, and I do the easy part. I go up there and I act like a maniac and I scream my lungs out while they do all this technical stuff. So I feel grateful to be in this group. Old School.
That's exactly how I feel about my band. Because when people ask, because like when I was promoting the show for my debut, they're like, "What do you do?" "Oh, I'm just like the guy who like says shit." Like what do you mean? They write all the music, not me. I just write the lyrics, and they're like, we can make a song around it. Because I had like 8 songs ready, and they wrote songs around. So it's like, for the most part, that's what our songs are. And so I say the exact same shit you do. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
just very grateful that I have like all these geniuses behind me. That means we're gonna do a show eventually.
He hit me.
Don't call 911.
Yeah, dude, check out Skull Archer. They're good.
Oh, yeah, thanks. We're all right.
Thrash metal. That's cool.
Old school.
No, actually, probably. I guess I can throw that one out. This Friday at Diamond Gym's Nothing But Metal Showcase with Chemicals, Spruce and Fate, Drown This Kingdom, Electric Vengeance. No, I'm not joking about that one.
Diamond Jim's brother.
Dude, if Mike sees this video, he's probably gonna hate me now that I said that.
Mike Sorg, you exist.
You exist.
But another thing I really liked about the album itself was hearing the guitar work. I could easily get a sense that you two would just practice by yourselves together and just start like brainstorming ideas and just like writing riffs out and just like what this works, how does this sound to you, how can we transition from this. It seems like y'all had like a lot of time together to really brainstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trey, why don't you say something about that, Trey? Donald?
Yeah, absolutely. No, like in like the prog death, tech death genre, it's I mean, there's so much you can do, but it's also really easy to sound like someone else. So we were pretty, keeping it how we wanted to sound, but making sure that it wasn't like someone would hear and go, oh, let's just rip off of this. Because you hear a band, if they just do one like whammy jack off thing to say it's a Fallujah rip off or whatever, which is bullshit, but people say that,
Yeah.
Get that a lot. So we really wanted to like make sure we had like our own kind of Asylum sound, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I piggyback on that real quick? People used to be like, oh, they sound like Black Dahlia, they sound like this, and I feel like we've come to the point where it's really hard for people to say what we sound like, and that's something I'm proud of.
Indeed.
As you were saying.
And you're right, we do spend a lot of time outside of rehearsal just working on guitar stuff. And I think that's why some of this music came together the way it did, because we had time to get together and really break down the anatomy of some of these structures we had going. And I think the more you can dissect little 8 to 10 second parts of your music, the more attention you can devote to the little parts of it. And ultimately it'll make your music better.
No, yeah, definitely. And because I said that because it reminds me of what Nick and Alberto did for Scorcher on our debut, how they worked together a lot too, just outside of rehearsal. And that's, I think, is like the biggest strength of having a band that has two guitar players, is that you have two melding ideas that can just mash together a little bit easier and just crank stuff out better.
He brings totally different ideas to the table than I do.
Yeah, but they all work together, luckily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they found a way to mesh their two spheres of influence, madness, together.
And I don't know about you, but I think your bass work, like from all of a sudden, like from the Assign XCP to something you did for Exalted Drone, I think this is like your best work in my opinion, personally. Just stuff you did, like every time, like I forgot what song it's on, but when you just go up and down the bass, I'm like, oh
songs. The title track, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I cannot get enough of that. So I just used to make that Instagram video. Just that part.
We may just do that. Promotional.
What an idea.
Dude. I don't even use
Yeah, I definitely feel like every musician on this album got a chance to shine, including Carlos. Like, Carlos, how do you feel about your contribution to this album?
I don't know, man. It's not really old school. That's what I kind of like about it,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, I've never really been a part of like something this big. I've always, I've done, stuff with the Steinax.
Yeah.
3-song demos here and there, but I've never actually done a full album. And then just having to work with these guys, going from playing brutal death and slammy kind of dying fetus riffs to playing their shit. It was just a complete. For me, it was kind of like a complete clusterfuck. Like at first, I didn't even think I was gonna make it.
Yeah.
And then Mackenzie came along and helped break everything down as far as getting this all together on the same page with rhythms and things like that. And it really helped me, for one, just try to keep up with these guys and with the ideas that they're throwing out and just little riffs that they play. I'm like, oh, you know, I can do a little tappy thing here, or you know, do a little bass line behind that, and just little ideas like that. And
He's definitely not the kind of bass player that you see a lot where he just kind of blends in. You know, he stands out. And I think it's important to talk about something he was saying about Mackenzie, since Mackenzie's not here to speak for himself. Mackenzie's definitely, I feel, our leader in rehearsal. He's our drill sergeant. He said, "Oh no, that was bullshit, guys. We're gonna do that again. We're gonna break that apart piece by piece." And he's the only reason we're any kind of coherent unit. So Mackenzie, horns up, mind your studies. Old school.
Old school. I'm gonna put old school in the title of this video. Like Asylum with like Prince's old school.
The irony.
that's one thing you'll notice about like if you hang around with Asylum long enough, like we'll take little like inside jokes and we just run with them throughout the whole
fucking love that.
day, or
And we will kill them.
No.
Dead.
Nathan and I did that because like literally throughout this entire house, Nathan and I were just randomly just shout out like our random shit. Like we like saying motherfucker in a Canadian accent a lot. So it's like, yeah, motherfucker, and
motherfucker.
and then he'll do it back. And like sometimes that just goes on for like 15 minutes straight while we're playing online games together. It's like that's how you know you got the best roommate.
Yeah, man. I mean, whenever there's an opportunity for a joke, I take it and I fucks with it.
Especially,
brother.
because
Stephen Mashburn, we're doing it for dime.
because I would say like comparing yourselves to like other bands in terms of like how much you play, who knows you and whatnot. You're definitely one of the bigger local bands in our scene. Most local bands like, and this, I'm gauging this off of like social media interaction, social media like likes and stuff. I think you're almost at 8,000 likes on your Facebook page. Now, I mean, the average for a local band around here is estimated between like 1,000 and maybe like 1,600 for the most part, but 7,000. Like 7,000, like 900, like 30 something. Forgot the exact number. I was gonna just like remember this number. And but like that's crazy.
Well, we live obviously in a social media age, and a bit of practical advice is to start utilizing every platform you can. If your goal is to spread your music as far and wide as possible, YouTube, invaluable, man. We live in the era of video.
Yep.
I'm trying to move more and more of our content to video just because that's what people prefer.
Yes.
And
but now
you know, we have no, by no means are we just going to remain, I mean, we'll always be local to DFW, but I mean, we have every plan to take things far beyond the stretches of DFW, Texas, United States. I want to be the first band to play a show on the moon, beat Metallica to it.
Fuck yeah.
Everybody's got big aspirations, but you have to be willing to take the time and put in the work to turn aspirations into reality, and that's what we're trying to do.
And I mean, it's hard because people don't realize that we are also humans. We have jobs and we have priorities that go outside of the band, and like especially me, pest control, you know, martial arts, kickboxing training, and you know, this podcast is all outside the band.
Don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
I'm getting hurt.
No, you weren't one of the hardcore dancers. You're okay. You're okay. But. And I mean, like, go be the fucking high school teacher.
I'm a high school English teacher.
Okay.
Old school.
Okay, so old school. Okay,
Definitely
so
old
okay, so quick question.
That's a pattern.
Have you ever? Okay, so who's like the main like lyrics writer of you?
Started out with Jonathan Hadley over there, and progressively I was like, hey man, I'm the vocalist.
Okay.
I should get some input.
So, did you ever correct them on grammatical errors?
I did. There were small ones, but I was like, hey man, that's actually
That's not correct.
did you use the actual like notations where you, like
Red pen all over.
see me after class.
Citation needed.
Admittedly, I've been known to stretch the English language
Yes, and
to
then-
my advantage sometimes.
And that's where I'm okay with, like when he makes up words. You know, sometimes making up words is metal. but
Brutal as fuck.
yeah.
They sound like real words.
Yeah.
Like that one band that has that stupidly unrealistic long name that you can't even read because the logo is like one of those kind of like.
What, like every slam band
Merch
ever?
logo.
Yeah, pretty much like almost every slam band ever.
And I love slam.
Yeah, no, we do too, but Denise is probably gonna hate us all now.
Along the lines of
These-
lyrics,
Sorry, not sorry.
speaking of lyrics,
school.
anybody that's interested in that type of thing, the lyrics for Psalms of Paralysis should be on our Bandcamp page. And we're not exactly writing about superficial stuff here. I mean, this all deals with real things that are going on in the world. Thematically, all of Psalms ties into, I don't know if this was what you were trying to touch on right now, but it all ties into humanity's slow progression into dependency on technology and
Kind of Orwellian 1984 type.
very
Yeah.
Orwellian.
There's actually
Yeah,
a
man.
George Orwell sample.
Dystopian themes
Yeah,
are,
man.
are very interesting to us, and
Yeah,
you
man.
can. Not every song
That's
depicts that type of thing exactly, but you can read through and really kind of tell what we're talking about without it being
shows.
just gore the whole time.
Yeah, I come from just gore all the time. I come from that background in Stein, you know, and bold without the repeat. And this really made me stretch my lyric writing abilities, and you know, I had to do some research. There was a lot of Googling going on, my friends. And you know, the good Googling, not the
Not the midget porn Google.
bitchy porn.
That's on.
Damn it!
Damn it.
Fuck.
But I mean, it shows cause in the way that you write, and I mean even the way the songs sound for me Spectacle is my favorite song. Incantation is my favorite song. by far.
Spectral?
Spectral, yeah. I keep saying it wrong.
Yeah.
My favorite
Spectacle incantation. Thank you, Billy. Hey, you know we're
New
gonna say
inside
that
joke.
for the rest of forever now.
You saw it here. Inside joke via Billy.
Yes.
Spectacle.
This one's called
incantation.
Spectacle Incantation.
Right.
Put on your glasses.
But no,
Your dancing glasses. We're going down.
when you start off that slow riff, I believe in the middle song, it's the one that we used for the intro for that on this episode. Like that
Christmas riff.
that actually sounds
Yeah.
like hearing that makes me think that I'm in a straitjacket, running around like this huge ass mental hospital, trying
Yeah,
to find
it-
my way out. I
oh, yeah,
cannot find my
it-
way out.
It brings you to a feeling like you are experiencing part of that.
Exactly.
Like one of my favorite parts on the album is on Obsidian Spine, where Colby kind of does the cackle, and I'm just like, whoa, okay, crazy shit. Asylum. You know.
Yeah.
And I hate to break it to you guys, it's not really a feeling. What's happening? You are in.
It's more than a feeling.
Yeah.
More than a feeling!
More than a
That's great. No, seriously. No, I'm serious. You're in straitjackets for eternity.
Yeah, I actually have
That's-
one in my closet.
That's cool you say that though, man, because we don't.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily. I mean, I have my own feelings that come from what I imagine when I hear the
So I'll
song.
talk about it.
But it's fascinating to hear what mental picture they put together for the songs, because sometimes it's different.
No, seriously, you just gave me the hugest chubby.
So that's awesome to hear. I
Is that where
mean,
you're leaning back?
Yeah.
any good music is going to produce some type of emotional feedback, so that's good to hear.
And
No, yes. On a serious note, that is great to hear, because we're trying to convey insanity, and you're feeling it. I'm feeling it when I'm up there dancing around like a maniac.
And that's why I like when you come on with the straitjacket. I think that it adds a really nice stage presence to an already, because the aura, I guess, that the music emanates.
same Pokemon food.
What?
I'm joking.
It's it's probably one of the better ones in the scene. Just
Thank you.
the feeling you get seeing you guys up there and the lyrics and everything, it's fucking amazing.
See, actually seeing you do that at the CD release show when y'all first released this Songs of Paralysis, when you came on and just seeing Abel on stage from Crop Dust, shout out, I'll see you tonight, boy.
Hi, I've never met you.
boy, you gotta go see Crop Dust.
Got you on Facebook, though.
Lit. Y'all two have kind of like made me be like, I actually want to be that kind of front man. So that's why I came out like decked out in like face paint and shit.
on,
Yeah, and like had like this bow around my body. And I'm like doing all this weird shit.
It was pretty cute.
I know, man. especially the part where I like did to the microphone because John was teasing me about it all night. So I'm just like, from STD, shout out again. God, we shout out too many people, or do we shout out enough people? We could probably shout out everybody. But going back, I actually think the first time I saw you guys was 2014. I think y'all opened up for Overkill.
Yeah, we've done that. Yeah,
That was a tree.
trees.
Yep, it was y'all and Exploder. And prior to that, the only local bands that like I've ever heard and like actually was like, damn, on, because I wasn't really into the local scene at that point, was Electric Vengeance and Color of Om. And then I heard John, I'm like,
Awesome.
fuck, that sounds good. And then Exploder came on, and then like my mind was just blown out the fucking like back wall. I'm like, oh my god, this seems great. I need to find out more about these local bands. I think shortly after Angie from Exploder had friend requested me on Facebook. Andrew, shout out again. Damn, got a roll going. And through that, kind of just like opened my doors, and eventually he kind of like just like took my head and just like smashed it down into the water that is the local scene. It's like, here, just drink.
Don't drown.
Thank God I said the water because I was about to think about what I was gonna say, and then I could have said some really bad interpretations.
Pains.
All the dicks.
All the dicks.
Old school.
That's this guy.
Old school.
Yeah.
Old school dicks.
Old school.
Yeah, brother.
The one with the afro. Afro fucking
Every time he sees a dick, he's like, I can fuck with it.
Okay, so we'll get on to some questions. This is actually the first time someone's asked questions to our guests since the Sign Slayer, which links to that episode right here in my hand. Cool.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, it's gonna be over.
Hi, Michael. I disagree with you a lot, but it's fun.
I disagree with you a lot. Okay, actually speaking of the art and Sign Slayer, he asked this question. What is it like being able to actively tour, even only for a couple of days at a time?
Amazing.
Oh, like your trip down to Austin. And all
Yeah,
that
recently.
stuff,
Yeah, recently we did a 2-day run to Austin and San Antonio, and it's a lot of fun, man. You know, it's a lot of money, gas money. You gotta figure out transportation. Gotta get schedules together, and sometimes there's discomfort involved, but it's worth it, especially if you get all the way down there and you make new fans. That's what it's all about, is spreading the gospel of insanity and putting some new straitjackets on people. And, you know, if you make new fans, if you commit new inmates, I'm a happy camper, even if it's just one. You know, we might be playing there in San Antonio and be like, there's no one here, no one's standing, no one's doing anything, but then someone comes and buys merch and tells you how great you were from 6 hours away. It's a great feeling.
Yeah, I would
It's
imagine.
pretty great. You know, you're gonna go all that way, figure out all those logistics. Don't be that band that just, I know I'm guilty of just hanging out and being antisocial sometimes, but you should go out of your way to go and meet fans, talk to them, say, hey man, thanks for coming out, thanks for watching our set. Just sometimes the little things can go so much further that in a sea of bands, you have it's obviously a saturated market. You have to discern yourself from other bands somehow.
Yeah.
You got to make yourself find a way to stand out and make people remember you in a world where there's, you know, tons of bands, lots of awesome talent all around. You got to, you know, stand out. So we have the committed thing. That's something people have started to say. I heard somebody say it in Austin, like I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And we're actually putting together a tour for this July. I don't have all. It's going to be a 9-day run. I can't say what dates or what cities it's going to be yet, but that announcement should be coming later this month.
Damn.
That'll actually be something
Say
somewhat
what?
substantial.
I'm just now hearing about this.
We're doing
Damn turtle dog!
You got a printer? Damn turtle.
No, but I like what he said about not being antisocial. I try to, even though I'm exhausted after a show, I try to be right there, by the merch table, and even if all I have the energy to say is thank you, because I'm like a maniac on stage. I expend all my energy. But yeah, I try to be very social and socialize.
It's all good.
Fans
with
always-
the fans.
Your girl
Fans
runs
always-
that merch table pretty well. It's not like you ever have to go over there and do it yourself. She's actually pretty good at it.
Yes, Naja, shout out, hi Naja, you exist too.
You exist too.
No, yeah, she does a great job. We have a lot of people who help out at the merch table. Thank you, anyone who has ever helped us with that stuff.
Thank you to our manager, Carcass John Fossum.
Carcass John,
He helps out with merch sometimes.
he made our logo.
He made our logo, and he made a killer new shirt design.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
We'll have
yeah.
to
That new shirt.
somehow
Oh,
put on
yes, I
the,
bought that last night.
It looked really good. I like that design a lot. I hope we want to do more in the future for my band. But I need to quit talking about my band. We got another question. And this question
Skull
comes
Archer,
from
old school.
Old school. This question comes from Tyler Stafford. Shout out, brother. He's a pit bull.
Pitbulls.
Former guitarist of Crucifix, good band. And he just asked, what are your favorite locals? If you could tour with any 3 bands, who would they be?
I'll take the first part. I'll take the locals part. Interment, Giant of the Mountain,
Yes.
Skull Archer, what?
Demon Seed.
Demon Seed,
I am
Gruesome Fate,
destruction.
I Am Destruction.
Steven Ashburn, you
I Am Destruction, you goobers!
I'm having a cold
Goober.
You can help me remind, Wormchasm,
Here's
Rod
just the
of,
start.
Rod of Obsidian, Black Avon played their last show last night, Sickness, Exploder, Chemicost. Okay, this is where I start to have to
Are you
think.
talking about local to DFW or just local in general? 'Cause,
Favorite.
Local.
I mean, we.
I'm guessing
Meat,
it's local to
Orc Meat,
DFW.
it's on his shirt.
I think he.
Oh,
meant
yeah,
to-
War
to-
Meat.
To,
Oh, yeah.
to the DFW scene.
Gotcha.
But I mean, hey, shout out
It is-
anyone that's outside.
It is DFW
Rock Dust.
Extreme Metal.
Pretty
Metal Mayhem.
much any TXDM out there. Dead Rising, oh my goodness,
Lizard
always been a
Professor.
favorite. Huh?
Lizard Professor.
Lizard Professor, Talent, Pure Talent, Color Vom, Talent, Pure Talent. Anything.
Seriously, if you don't go out and go to these shows where these bands are playing, there's something wrong with you because there's a lot of talent.
Yeah, man.
And we promote all of our shit all the time. And not only that, but we also promote oh shit, this show's gonna be lit. Ice Share shows are gonna be fucking crazy. Like the fucking one where it's a Steinax, Crop Dust, Gruesome Fate,
Oh, that's
Interment, fucking
fucking
Demon
early.
Seed. That's
And we need more of that, man. We need to spread more of the message.
Dang, I just had one on top tip of my tongue. Crucifix, he mentioned earlier.
really good.
Asylum.
Actually,
you're
it's
cool.
cool.
Old school!
Jay's Cesspool of Corruption.
Cesspool.
Yes.
Ah,
yes.
yes, Cesspool is so good.
They rule. Leeches.
Hell yes.
Leeches, the both of you.
Well, I'll keep shouting them out as I think of them. But yeah, and then he asked, what 3 bands would we like to tour with?
Yeah.
If we had, and pick up any 3
It's a
bands.
lot. Probably, I think collectively Cattle Decap. That would probably be. If we're national.
Cattle Decapitation. Yeah.
Local or national?
Yeah, was he meaning national?
I think
I
he
think
meant
at this
at all.
point, I think at that point he meant at all.
Okay.
For me, Cannibal Corpse.
I don't want to tour with Behemoth or Behemoth equivalent. Some big name in the black metal.
Behemoth Accessories.
Black Dahlia, that would just be a blast.
Are you thinking who I'm thinking?
Belphegor.
Belphegor, yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was
Oh
thinking.
yeah, I saw them a long ass time
Belphegor is
ago.
probably my favorite fucking black and death metal band ever. There's something about it, man. It's awesome.
Very strong attitude.
Mickey and I saw them back in 09 at the Heathen Fest.
Boy, I was a no fish bear beardy at that point. I had the stubble back then, and I was my favorite band is
Finger Death Punch.
we would.
You gotta start somewhere.
It's okay, I started.
We've all had that
crap
one
too.
band. They were just like,
Oh, Protozoid!
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, here's the link to that episode in the grabby hand.
That was cool.
You do realize the corner is going to be over here, right?
I don't care.
Okay.
If my hand's here, it's gonna be here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hey, can I advertise a show?
Yes.
I actually haven't posted the show online yet, but we're gonna be playing with Goat Whore in Beaumont, Texas.
I'd love the tour of Goat Whore, by the way.
This October 21st.
Beaumont, Texas, October 21st.
We're going on.
thanks
I,
for
yeah, we got. I think it's us and then another band and then them.
Yeah, I believe it was Morbus 666 or something like that.
Oh my
They're awesome.
god.
Goat.
But that's a day-long,
Old school.
2-day, I think, festival. I mean, you got killer bands from all over the area.
And then,
I don't want to start naming them because I'll forget somebody.
Yeah.
but Anybody in the Houston area should check that out.
That sounds crazy.
And then our next local show is a great one. It is a benefit show for KNON, the Dungeon
Yeah.
Raven. We love you. Anyone involved with that show, we love you.
What's-
That will be June 9th at Reno's. Starts off with Blasphemous Goat Vomit, my old school black metal band.
Old school.
And then I believe right after that, I'm Gonna Be Dead is Asylum. And then we have Psychiatric Regurgitation, Ignis Noctum, and dang, who's the headliner? It's
Sparrows.
Sparrows. There's like 3 or 4 local band shout outs right there that I can think of.
That's going to be a fucking
All great
awesome
bands. Yeah, man.
Cannot wait. Well, guys, I greatly appreciate your time, taking time out of your busy schedules. We're gonna go into the song that we recorded.
I
last
actually
night.
got questions real quick.
Oh.
So we know, well, a question. We already know that you're an English teacher. What the fuck are the rest of you?
Oh.
Like, what do you guys do?
I'm a waiter at On the Border.
Alright.
Whoa.
Old school.
I got
Old school.
I got salsa in my
One of
face,
those
bro.
old school on the borders. Oh, I work in a medical supply company.
Okay.
Make like drill bits and stuff to drill into people's skulls and spines.
Ooh, so that kind of links you to the band a little more, huh? That's
He makes the things we use on our patients.
Yeah, oh, that's cool.
Prophecy Embalmed.
There you go. Those are also 2 really good bands.
Am I naming my
Broken
profession?
Flesh.
Yeah, you don't have to go into specifics, but
No, it's fine. I do graphic design for a manufactured housing company right now, and I also apply the design skills to the band. It's definitely cost saving as opposed
I
to outsourcing to a designer where I have a tendency to hog the creative side of things to begin with,
Yeah.
as far as the album artwork and flyer design and stuff goes, sometimes to an annoying degree with people, but that's a skill set that definitely helps further the band.
Well, I mean, you made like your own video advertising that you were going to be here, and I fucking loved it. Like, I couldn't stop watching. I'm like, Jesus, fuck, this is so rad. Like, I think y'all have done the best
Talented guy.
job promoting, like, with you guys coming on.
Yeah, you brought up earlier our
Oh,
social media presence.
yeah.
It's this guy, man.
yeah, because
Big shot.
like all of a sudden I saw the video. I was like, oh shit, they came out with their own like advert for.
Yeah, and I forgot a serious
We don't
question.
fuck
too.
around.
I also have
You
another
fuck
question.
with it.
Oh, maybe
Okay.
the same one. I'm not sure.
No,
Say it at the same time.
It is not. It is absolutely not the same question. So you go first.
It's gonna be a little bit difficult, and you guys don't have to spend a ton of time thinking about it. But each of you are like top 3 musical influences.
That's easy.
Okay.
Go for
Well, good.
You start with you then.
Wait, so like a band or a musician or
It either whatever
Okay,
whatever influences you in your music.
the biggest influences on my vocals, on my lows, are both singers of Cannibal Corpse, Chris Barnes and George Corpse Grinder Fisher.
Make them supper.
Make them super! And then Shagrath from Demi Borgir. If you hate Demi Borgir, you can suck 'em D's nutsies. And then the former vocalist of Skeleton Witch, Chance Garnett.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. The transitions from the very black metal-y highs to the lows. I mean, that's what I do. You That's what I do, man. Also, local band shout out Infidel Rising.
Yes.
Alright, let's see.
Old school.
Alright, so
Old school.
guess I'll do guitarist then.
Okay.
Yeah, go for that. Anton Speeden from, I think that's how you say it, from Surreption, which is they're like a super like ultra groove tech death band. And I'm weird because like I love death metal, but I'm not huge on blast beats. Like they have to be tasteful for me to enjoy them.
Yeah.
So, but they do a lot of blast beats, but they groove so hard with it, it's cool. So like I'm a groove guy, so like I enjoy that. And then another big influence is Pliny, who's like kind of like the jazz metal, like Animals as Leaders Chon kind of category. And it's so tasty and just like soul, because like that's another thing. I'm not really big into shreddy stuff. I'm more into like those wholesome few notes.
Yeah.
We always keep it wholesome.
Wholesome. And then probably Cattle Decaf for the brutality.
Yeah.
Yeah. that's-
Goddamn.
Tigers.
Fortune and Mutilation for the win. Good song.
Yeah.
I watched that on Pornhub. Because that's right. Because you can find it on YouTube or anything. You gotta go on like Pornhub sites to find it. It's such good. My mom watched like, what the fuck are you doing? It's kind of decapitation, Mom. What the fuck? Come on. It's okay.
Hands are right here.
Hands right here.
Old school.
Old school.
Have somebody else do it for me.
All right, Carlos, you're up next. Good sir.
Originally, what made me want to play bass even more was Rush, listening to a lot of Rush. And then, as far as like to the more progressive side, in 2008, it was the first time I ever listened to Colors by BT Bam, and that album completely changed my life, especially with Dan Briggs' solo in Viridian.
Yeah.
Like that just it made me want to do more things to make my bass playing stand out. So that's where I'm at.
Hell
I
yeah.
can fuck with it.
I fucks with it.
All right.
Not to fuck with.
All right,
but I
Jonathan.
fucks with it.
There's my thing about naming off bands is there's so many that I always.
Don't be the bitch.
Well, see, that's why I was like, it might be a little hard.
I'm
But
just saying I reside in the realm of a lot of atmospheric black metal. I love that very much. I listen to tons of classical music, so much. Anything from,
Shout out to Bach.
Bach. I love those.
you're my boy, Box.
Super old school.
You're my boy. School.
I greatly enjoy studying those cello suites and sonatas and I'm blanking. Frederick Chopin's different piano concertos are really cool to try and listen and absorb and have it come back out through my fingers in the form of my own version of whatever I'm hearing.
That's awesome.
Primordius.
There's quite a bit of classical music influence in our music, and even more so in the future, I intend. And I guess that's two. And I mean, I'm definitely on the progressive metal side too. Between the Buried Me is one of my favorite bands. Devin Townsend.
Judas Goat.
Are they coming back?
Maybe. I don't know.
Oh God.
I hope so.
It seems like it when Jason was posting shit. So.
So
There's
I don't know.
See, okay, so my question, I think, is a little bit more important. How much do you bench? How much do you deadlift?
I can max out 315 on bench probably 4 times. Don't do it without a spot though.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, yeah, you want something like that for that one.
And squats, man, I actually have knee problems, and I, out of choice, don't go any more than 225
Oh,
on
okay.
squat.
Hey.
But
I had an ACL tear, I get it.
yeah, so yes, that's some of the worst pain, man.
And
But
like-
I will say about squats, I don't half-ass it, man. You go ass to grass, all the way down.
Yeah, brother.
That's how you do it.
Sit on that face.
No, seriously, hold on. I didn't. No, yeah, seriously, I wanted to finish. Ass to grass, what?
Yeah, that's it.
That's pretty. I don't know if anybody's exactly watching this for lifting advice, but if you're gonna squat, go the full range of motion. If you go halfway, that's more dangerous. You pose a greater risk of injuring yourself.
No, I give him
Thanks
shit.
to
But
his problems, I can deadlift more than him.
Did you say deadlift or squat? I'm sorry.
Deadlift.
Oh, probably 315 again. Yeah, Trey can deadlift more than me, but he stopped working out recently. So
I did. I'm fat as fuck right now. But normally,
I prefer to be made of steel at all
450.
times.
Okay.
Like
I play basketball.
And see, I was cut, and then like the surgery kind of like messed me up, kind of because like it was kind of because like the rehab was tough, and then getting back on a proper diet was a little hard because like I had to my body was lacking certain things, so I had to like off course, and so I'm getting back slowly but surely. I've never been a big guy anyway, so like I've always been kind of cut. I mean that's just through martial arts because I do like a bunch of like kickboxing training and like whatnot. Yeah, like just whatever. But anyway, enough of the muscly advice. We're gonna go into a song that y'all played last night at Andy's Bar in Denton, which was a great show.
Great show. Thank you to the bands who played and the fans who came, and yeah.
Thank you for One Cousin for making patches.
Thanks guys for
One
supporting.
They didn't have a fucking medium or small though, so I couldn't buy one of their shirts.
All right, so that song that we recorded was Spectacle Incantation. So why don't you give us the background of the song? What is it about? What ideas came about it? What can you tell us about this song?
Conjuring the old school.
Okay, so wait, which song are we playing?
Spectral.
No, I thought it was.
I thought it was Neuroslave.
Yeah, it was Neuroslave.
Yeah,
it was their last song.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, Neuroslave.
Okay, so Neuroslave really channels the ideas that they were talking about the dystopian and George Orwell. And he wrote the lyrics to that one, so.
Yeah, I mean it kind of drives home the whole theme of the album, which, it's just a lot of it comes from observations I make of watching people and how, as we get further into time, how their behaviors change, how they interact with each other, and the increasing separation I see between people. We may be sitting in a room full of people, you look around, half of them are on their phones. I know I just sound like, Ted Kaczynski ranting about technology and industrialism, but it's truly, it's not good for us. and
Yeah.
And it's driving people apart, and you see small children with cell phones. I mean, I'm not a neurologist, but that's got to be doing some type of rewiring.
And I hate to be political, but you could probably also link that to how now we're a lot more divided if we disagree on things, on certain viewpoints.
We're in a more polarized state of things than we've ever been before, and it's going to come to a head at some point. And Neuroslave just kind of is an expression of how I feel of these things, and it's a combination of frustration, anger, fear, sadness, but there's beauty in there. I mean, humans are terrible, but there's a wonderful aspect to that song too.
A diamond in the rough.
That's why that song Neuroslave is definitely my favorite on our new album, Songs of Paralysis.
Real quick, as a teacher, I see this technology issue on a daily basis. They don't want to listen to me, they don't want to read, they want to play on their phones, on Twitter and Instagram and Snapface or whatever they're called.
Face slap.
Just
Put the phone down. And it's just, what the fuck?
Put it down and read a book. Mass media weaponized through collusion of corporate gods.
Read a book, go outside, please put your phone down. And when you pick it up, call your mother.
And tell her that she makes some really good
tell her
movies.
thank you.
Tell her thanks and you'll
That's
be
my
home at
spiel.
11.
Buy that album, buy that EP, buy shirts, buy patches from these motherfuckers. Go out to these guys' show.
Speaking of which,
Great fucking people.
We would love to see you.
You guys didn't have the EP last night, did you?
We did.
Piece of shit!
We'll see.
I didn't see it.
We'll see
We have
it one day.
EPs, CDs, patches, stickers, and like 5,000 shirts.
Come out, watch their shows, buy their merch. They're great fucking guys. All right, old school on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Old school!
For all inmates, whether you want to be or not, for eternity. This is our last song. This is, this goes out